Hey everybody. One of the first questions I get when working with new buyers is how much house can I actually afford? And here in Chicago, the answer is not just about your income. We also have to factor in property taxes, HOAs, homeowners insurance, and the interest rates set up today. So I'm going to break it down step by step so you can see what you can realistically afford and what lenders might actually approve you for. I'm Kim Griffiths, your Chicago Realtor. I'm a West Lakeview resident, a mom of three, a Bravo aficionado, and a lover of all things Chicago real estate. Step one, what will a lender actually approve you for? So your lender is going to go through the pre-approval and they're going to look at all of your income and all of your debts. So the ratio they're looking at is called your debt to income ratio, which is basically your monthly debt divided by your gross monthly income. So most lenders, as a rule of thumb, want it between 43 and 45%. Some prefer a little bit lower, and that includes all of your debts, your car payments, student loans, etc. And that's going to factor in the new mortgage as well when they're looking at that total. So let's say you make $100,000, that's $83.33 a month. And then 43 to 45% of that's around $37.50, and that needs to include all of your debt. So it's just a quick way to do the math to kind of understand what they're going to be approving you for. So what makes Chicago different? When you are looking at what you can afford in Chicago, we need to factor in our property taxes, our HOAs, which can range from very low to very, very high depending on the building, your homeowner's insurance, and your PMI if you're putting down less than 20%. So let's do a real life example. So say you're buying a $500,000 condo and you're going to put 5% down. That's $25,000. So your loan is now $475,000. Now with current rates, that's roughly $3,000 with your principal interest. So if you were on that $100,000 salary, it looks like you can afford it. But once we factor in PMI, because you're less than the 20% down, your property taxes, which we could say between $600 and $900 a month, your HOAs, if it's a condo, it could be anywhere from $150 to $950 potentially, and then your homeowner's insurance, we'll just say it's $150. So now we're closer to $4,000 to $4,500 a month in terms of your total mortgage payment, and that might put you out of your price range. So it's important to check all of the numbers when you're going through and checking out affordability for each place. Now, one thing to consider is if a lender says you can afford it, doesn't mean you actually want to afford it. You have to look at it and say, am I wanting to travel a lot still? Am I working towards my retirement? Am I hoping to buy a second home? Am I saving for a family? All of the things that matter to you specifically, you have to decide, can I afford this? And do I want to afford this? So another thing that really factors into what you can afford is how much you have for your down payment. You do not have to have 20% down, but a lot of lenders do require PMI, which is the type of insurance that you have to pay monthly until your total loan value goes below either 78 or 80% depending on the lender. And it's something you pay every month. You don't get anything back for it, but it allows you to put less down and potentially secure a larger place than you were originally going to be able to. But it does factor into your monthly payment, so it's something to consider when you're factoring in how much you're going to put down. So the bottom line when you're factoring in what you can afford in Chicago is you need to know your numbers, and that includes your income, your current debt payments, your down payment, your interest rates that you qualify for based on your personal credit, the property taxes for the building you're looking at, as well as the HOA of the property you're looking at. So all of those things considered, I'd love to chat if you're ready to start talking budget and start your search here in Chicago. I'm Kim Griffiths, your Chicago Realtor.